Okay, guys, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, it's just just when you think there can't be any more bombshell surprises. There can't be any more shocking uncoverings or shocking breaking news items in this Fani Willis case. There just can't be. It's over. Then the Georgia Senate hearing happens today. And I'm going to explain what the difference is, because we went live earlier. I did not, and that's why this video exists. I wasn't able to capture the live stream from the very beginning because I had to give my daughter a ride to school. But I mean, the live stream, I'll leave a link if you missed it. I think we got the best parts. We went live during the juiciest and most drama-filled, most expose parts imaginable. So you got to check that out. I'll leave it at the end. But this bombshell today, I mean, it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. The corruption, the absolute rottenness of Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, it just keeps getting more rotten. I mean, how does mold get moldier? Well, it does. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind here. I apologize if I sound a little stuffy. I'm kind of got a little bit of a head cold, but you know, the news doesn't wait for my head colds, and neither do I. So I apologize. But let me tell you the difference. So because I've been getting a lot of comments, especially during the live stream. So the actual disqualification hearing is over. Okay, Judge McAfee, we heard closing arguments, the pit bull, Abadi, the weasel. We heard closing arguments from McDougal, other attorneys, Merchant, et cetera, right? And then the judge said, I'm going to weigh all my options. I'm going to weigh the decisions, and I'll give you my decision in 2 weeks. Then we had all these shocking, breaking updates and filings. More witnesses came out. Just a small recap. Just stick with me. I promise you, if you watch this entire video, you won't be disappointed. Then we had witnesses come up, another prosecutor, an adjunct professor of law come up, Manny Aurora, Yeager, not to be confused with Yurti. My God, I know. And now this hearing. So that disqualification hearing ended, last week. Now we've got the Georgia Senate Committee, which I love this senator with his southern drawl. I just think it's fantastic. The chairman of this committee, his name escapes me right now. If you know, let me know in the comments. I just love his southern drawl. Subpoenas Ashley Merchant. If you don't remember Ashley Merchant is a attorney for the case that Fani Willis is prosecuting against Trump. She is representing one of the co-defendants, Michael Roman, with her husband, John Merchant. I'm not really entirely sure why she specifically was subpoenaed. I'm not even entirely sure why John Merchant wasn't there. I'm not even sure why the Pitbull, Steve Sadow, wasn't there. I'm not even sure why Fani Willis and Nathan Wade weren't there. But this is a kind of exclusive hearing that was conducted by the Georgia Senate Committee, and they specifically subpoenaed Ashley Merchant. And what was revealed today is a mega bombshell. I think it's a conspiracy of the highest order. It is a felony. It is a diversion of justice in the highest order. I'm going to share with you a video in just a second. But before I do, this Georgia Senate hearing has just proceeded. It just started. There's a very good chance, which is why you should subscribe, be a part of the newsletter. There's a very good chance that this could actually mean just one of many subpoenas. Is Nathan Wade going to be subpoenaed? Is Abadi going to be subpoenaed? Is this Pitbull Sadow going to be subpoenaed? Is McDougal going to be subpoenaed? John Merchant going to be? We don't know. Is Fani Cash Money G Thug Willis going to be subpoenaed? We don't know. The only way that you and I can know, well, you got to stick with me because I do all the qualitative and quantitative research for you. Mainstream media is not even touching this. Legacy media is not even touching this. But this could be the beginning of not just disqualification, because that disqualification hearing is over. This could be the beginning of a mounted case of compiling evidence, compiling testimony to actually charge Fani Willis and Nathan Wade with disbarment, not being able to practice law, and perhaps criminal felony charges. So this is absolutely huge. Now, so you got to stick with me. Stick with me throughout this whole thing. I'm going to give you all the goods. You know, Nez, your boy Nez is here for you. In today's testimony, there's so much. I've got more videos coming. I can't put all of them in there. I do have the live stream, but in today's video, I want you to watch this video where Miss Merchant, Ashley Merchant, in the Georgia Senate hearing today, 3/6/2024, she divulges and discloses information about a meeting that Fani Willis had with Kamala, probably the most rotten political figure in America today, Harris. She makes Fani Willis look like a saint. Trust me, I'm from California. She's from California. The way that she weaseled her way into power and the way that she's glomming onto it at all costs is Kevin Spacey from House of Cards is jealous with envy. You're going to listen to a meeting that was scheduled right prior to the indictment of Fani Willis with Kamala. Check this video out right now.
One of the other things I did was I did a open records for the White House access, and we had records that Ms. Willis and the mayor of Atlanta were at meeting with the vice president.
Okay, and so this is the access history. How does that work? The White House keeps records of anybody that comes in and has any kind of official meeting, for sure?
Yes, and my understanding is it's highly regulated who can access the White House, and so you have to apply in person or apply ahead of time, and then they give you a time when you make the appointment, and they give you a time when you're allowed to be in and when you have to be out by, and they track you. And I mean, that makes sense. They don't want anybody, lingering in the White House, but they keep that. And so they're called WAVE records, I believe is what they're called, and I'm not sure what that's an acronym for, but they're publicly available. They're open records.
And this record that's shown on the screen shows Fani Willis was a visitor with V. POTUS. I presume that's Vice President of the United States?
Yes, it was.
And what was the date of that back in, was that February sometime of 23?
February 28, 2023.
Is that before the indictment?
Yes.
Okay. Any further explanation of why Ms. Willis was meeting with the Vice President of the United States?
No. I know Dexter Bonds, and I believe that's the same one that Mr. I think it's Dixon, the mayor of Atlanta, was also there.
Okay. We're going to take a short break. We've been going at this for a while. Let's take a somewhere between 5 and 10 minute recess.
So the mayor of Atlanta was there as well. So Mayor Fani Cash Money G. Willis and Kamala, the most rotten political figure in American history, Harris, in a meeting together. I wonder what they were talking about. What do you think they were talking about? What do you think they were discussing on February 28th of 2020? I don't believe it was it 2023? Yes, 2023, right before the indictment of Fani and Nathan Wade. What do you guys think they were talking about? Seems a bit like a little collusion, perhaps, going on. Maybe treason? Maybe insurrection? What were they talking about? Were they preparing? Was she being coached by the ultimate rotten figure in politics, Kamala Harris? And believe me, some of you might be saying, what's so rotten about Kamala Harris? Let me tell you something, okay? I have been working in not only corporate America and not only I've had every single type of job you can imagine. Before I helped my mom start her leather shoe business, and also I was a paper boy. I mean, I started working at 8 years old back in Indiana. I also worked in the public sector as an actual professor. I still teach a few classes online, even though my views on higher education are probably worse than my views on Kamala Harris. I know these people through and through. I know exactly what makes them tick. I know exactly how much hypocrisy is imbued in them. I know how much deceit, corruption, lies. I know how rotten their soul is, and they will look you right in the face with a giant smiley face while your children and your family are rotting in the corner and they could care less. They are the most vile, repulsive human beings, and the fact that she has power, the fact that she's inches away from the White House because tombstone, 1 foot in the grave, comatose Biden is this close to losing it, is it's an indictment on our American system. It's an indictment on our country. It's a blight, a smear, a cancer in our beautiful country. One of the reasons why I'm doing this. This is my purpose. I'm sick and tired of it. And so there is no doubt in my mind. I want to throw this off to you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. There is no doubt in my mind. The mayor's there. Fani Cash Money G, Kamala. There's no doubt right before the indictment. There's no doubt in my mind that these three colluded, which is illegal. And probably she was coached by the ultimate criminal mastermind, Kamala Harris, the ultimate power grabber and impresario, Kamala Harris. There's no doubt in my mind she was coached. This is what you're going to do. You're going to do this, 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 and this. You're going to use DEI. You're going to use the race card. You're going to use all of these woke, parasitic ideas that Kamala is 1 billion% behind because it helps her out. Even though she's not, I don't even think she's African American. She might have like a quarter of an inch of 1/58th of a African American in her. It just keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't know. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm almost afraid to see where the bottom is. The more stuff that keeps coming out, I'm almost dreading. Every time I get alerts from my sources, every time I get alerts on the latest breaking news in this case, I just dread it now because the rottenness and the absolute evilness of it just doesn't. It never ends. It just never ends. I'm going to bring it to you though because it's my mission. It's my purpose to do that. But let me throw this off to you. What do you think, Kamala, Fani, and the mayor of Atlanta, what do you think they were talking about right before the indictment? Why do you think they had a meeting? What's going on here? Was it harmless? Maybe I'm wrong. I'll be open to being wrong. Was it just a harmless, innocuous meeting? Perhaps. The timing is very suspect. Let me see. Let me adopt Terrence Bradley's posture. I'm just speculating. I don't really recall. I'm just speculating. You let me know in the comments. As always, if you made it this far, make sure you subscribe to our free newsletter, our free email newsletter in the pinned comment, in the description, and the show notes. Check out the live stream today that we did on this trial. Also, check this video out that I posted recently. It's amazing. Subscribe, follow. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, God bless you. God bless these United States of America. And I'll see you soon.